Wow.
What's up, Sean? How's it going?
What's up, Adam? That was a new platform I see. So it was
Yeah.
good. It was good. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Well, welcome everyone to PitchIT 2024. This is the finalist live stream. This was just announced this past week, and I'm thrilled to be here with Sean Lardo. Obviously, my bromance. So
It's
there you
about,
got it.
it's about time you recognize again. You've been slacking
About
on
time,
that.
for sure.
Yes.
Well, today we're going to really highlight the top three finalists: PC Powersave, Senteon Cybersecurity, and SeedPod Cyber. I don't know if I said that all right.
No, you didn't. Which
No?
is
Okay.
Senteon was the one you missed, not Sentin.
Senteon.
You just got
Okay.
rid of the O. You're
Okay.
like Sentin is.
Well, we're going to just, on this program, I just dive into the 16-week accelerator program, really, that's helped shape the journey for a lot of these individuals and explore kind of what's next as they compete really for $100,000 at IT Nation Connect. And ask questions, comment on this. We're live streaming on this new platform, so I'm curious of feedback on how we're doing out here. It is actually a thunderstorm out here and just starting a little bit rain, a little bit harder out here. So it's going to be fun. Luckily, I have an umbrella above me, so we'll see if this protects me.
Hopefully, metal to wood is always a good option.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
So Sean, of course, as always, can you give me a quick overview of what PitchIT is about and what makes it unique in the MSP space?
Sure. Well, first off, what makes it unique? It's the only programming competition of its kind in our space right now. So that in itself is unique, right? But what it's about, it's a competition and also an accelerated incubator program. I think we've had like an identity problem with this for a little while because we know there's a competition, but it's not just there's a competition happening. There's all these things that take place, these building blocks for these vendors that get involved. But to make it simple, though, is this is a Shark Tank like competition for startup vendors that are in the MSP space. They are supporting the primary mission that IT Nation and ConnectWise are, which is being able to support MSPs, providing a product or service, mostly product, that is for them to sell to a MSP or sell through or sell to and through, right?
Yep.
At the end of the day, though, this is a competition. These startup companies come in, they go through the Accelerated Incubator program, or they went to go through workshops and live streams and podcasts. But then at the end of this, as you saw, just to the last couple weeks of August, they competed live on in collaboration with IT Nation and the channel program on pitching live virtually, and they did a private pitch to investors to determine who out of the 25 companies were going to be the three finalists that are going to compete live on stage at IT Nation Connect in November, which is exciting as all heck. So, yes, I think that's
pretty badass.
To add to it, once the finalists get picked, they get free booth space at IT Nation Connect, the kiosk. So that's already worth whatever the cost is these days, which I have no idea what the cost is. Anywhere between 15 and 20 grand. I know that for sure, if not more. Second, when they compete on stage, they are competing for the grand prize of $70,000. So first place 70, second place 30,
That's awesome.
Third place is Marvin B steak knives. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So, this program is all following what? Jason McGee's 3 promises.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yep. Look at you plugging that. Yes, it is. Well,
I
mean, several years back, Jason McGee got on stage and talked about the 3 promises, which were easier to do business with, more innovations faster, and even more invested in partner growth. The fact of the matter is, this program emulates all 3. It definitely, it literally is all 3.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, I mean, it just, speaking of like all that right now, like just yesterday, the news dropped, right? About
acquisitions,
Axiom, and it's like that innovation and partner growth and all that stuff. Like, this ecosystem is growing significantly.
Well, think about this. We've had this conversation many times. PitchIT is a great conversation piece for this, even because all these vendors come into the space. We have a few anchor companies in the space, where ConnectWise being one of them, right? All these vendors come out from the space to build new products for enhancements into the existing anchor products that exist. Now, the difference is over time, when people get involved in this, if a vendor does a really good job, they're going to grow exponentially. At some point, companies like ConnectWise are going to look to acquire them. And on most of these, and most vendors don't come into the space not looking to be acquired. Thank you for the whole view of your whole area. It looks really nice. It's looking really nice.
I'm just trying to make sure my laptop's not getting soaking wet from the rain.
I can see the rain a little bit there.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah. And so, with this whole competition, with this different partner announcements, IT Nation Connect this year is going to be pretty big. Part of that, it's a community of communities at the same time, right? And I encourage everybody to go register IT Nation Connect. There's actually a promo code you can use, CWBoss250, and that's going to get $250 off your registration. So it's going to be a cool event. Sean's going to be out there. I'm going to be out there. All the PitchIT contestants will be out there. It's going to be a blast. So much so, I think, is there a cigar lounge, cigar party we can announce yet here?
Not yet. We're working on that now. But that way to put that stuff out there for everybody else to now they have to own up to it. No, there's always going to be cigars. Let's be honest. First.
There always will.
There's always going to be cigars. Sure. But we're trying to work on doing a PitchIT type get together party. But let's just talk about the finals in general. Last year, we had over 600 people in that room watching the finals. It was pretty exciting, man. So I'm hoping I would love to get 1,000 people at the PitchIT finals. If I do, then the next year I can start to argue for the keynote room to be the room where the finals take place, because we'll be out of room.
Every year it's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I've been doing this a few years with you, and so it's exciting to see that growth. And so what are some of those key milestones and challenges you've had with this year's class during that 16-week accelerator program? It's been a big year.
It has been. It's been so. One thing is, well, first we've been blessed. Not even a challenge or anything. Let's start with something really much blessed. Because we allow vendors to be in the competition 2 times as that same entity, as long as they did not make the finals, we have people that come back and repeat. So we had several that came back this year that were in last year. They almost became like the team leaders of sorts, because they knew what they were getting into, and they're very active in the space. So it really helped to get everybody moving in the same direction for us. So it wasn't just on me or any one person. So it's always great to have collaboration and have people that are actually your advocates for this. That's one. 2, this class this year, because of the last couple of years of people setting the actual standard, they actually took that standard to heart, and they actually went and surpassed it with everything from the collaboration on social media campaigns to co-sponsoring, like at ChannelCom with the Crow's Nest and all the companies that got involved in that and the collaboration. So it's been really good. And also with the addition of, I love saying the name, Sam the intern. He made it possible for me to be able to do some extra stuff because he handled the back end operations of things. So dedicated resources to get that done. And Andrea Barrow always does well with this. So it's good to have a team that's this continuity and the structure and get this rolling. So we've been able. So actually, if anything, the challenge became more about how do we grow more and take it to another level, and that's what we pushed. And it was growing pains again, which I love growing pains. And the whole class, actually, I mean, I do. I think it's fun. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm a masochist to a degree because it's painful and I enjoy that pain. And everybody just really clung to it really well, and everybody pushed the agenda like we wanted. It was really good. I can't. The only challenge was really keeping up with their excitement. Actually, giving them as much as I can, push them as far as I can for what they wanted. So
yeah. So let's shift just a little bit. Let's talk about the 3 finalists, and how have you seen the finalists? PC Powersave, Senteon Cybersecurity, and SeedPod Cyber really evolved since the start of the program, because those are the people that are in the finals. I know that we've been doing quite a few interviewing with every contestant we've interviewed, and so just watching them progress. So just curious if you're in the program day to day.
Yeah, no. So I'll say this. We made some adjustments this year to the education, right? To everything they were learning, because we asked last year, hey, what could we done better? And so we added extra classes in. The finalists from last year actually gave classes on how they got ready to present. Storytelling came early in the conversations. How to do, product marketing came into play, messaging, all these things, public speaking, they're all in there. But it was beneficial because and also in the order of which we did them, because yeah, I'll use Senteon as an example. If anybody knows Zach, he's very excitable. Um, he's almost like one of my children that like I take to Disney. He wants to get to everything at once. And the thing is, and he's a very good speaker though, and you can tell he's knowledgeable. So just alone in the classes and everything, and just the way he embraced it, he was able to go from kind of being in a few places at once to being able to streamline his storytelling and tell a story that was effective. As to what the importance of it is. Because one thing is, I found that a lot of companies that don't succeed isn't because the product is bad. It's usually because they don't have a way to convey the message of what they do and how they help people. And they were able to harness that, And then, you look at SeedPod. I said this the other day. I was now Rich Freeman. He was interviewing about the finalists, and I was like, "Well, Doug, from SeedPod, I noticed that whenever he switches a gear from, if he's hanging out with you having a drink, he's just laid back. He can wear a t-shirt and chill with you. But as soon as he goes in the presentation mode, he literally does a wardrobe change where he has a sports jacket on. He slicks his hair back. He looks like David Hasselhoff. I'm like, I don't even know how this even happens. But it just goes to show you that it's about how you prepare yourself and get onto the stage. It's not the same always, right? It's about reading a room, And then Daniel from PC Powersave. First off, he looks like Professor X before he was bald with hair though. Like his face looks just like dude. And he's British too. So he talks like him too. And he's got this great voice, but he was able to take himself into, his presentation was always relatively good, man. It's just, I think the thing is he was able to structure himself and he told a good story of what the value add was. So it was impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. And so part of the program is doing a lot of learning and seeing that shift. And so there's, the question I have is what kind of mentorship and resources were provided to the participants throughout the program? I know I don't disclose, but I think right now they have individual coaches assigned to them. Do we know who those are?
We don't. I know who they are. You guys don't know yet. You guys don't know yet because we may not be the announcement. They know who they are because they've been introduced to them now. So that has all happened. We will be making a public announcement on that, on who they are and who they represent and work with, as far as contestants are concerned. And also we'll be making the announcement soon on who the judges are, because nobody knows who the judges are either yet. And so that's exciting.
Correct. Exactly. And I know who the audio guy is going to be, or the clock timer guy.
Who's the clock timer? Yeah, I wonder. Do we have to make an announcement on that? Every year it's the same guy, Adam Bolesky.
Please actually do put me in the press release. That would be really entertaining. And the clock timer individual.
The clock guy.
You know what? I will empty the trash and I will do it all. I don't care. Yes, I might have a CEO title, but I will get in the weeds and have fun. And I will be the one smiling every step of the way, because it is a blast. I love seeing this.
It is fun, honestly. You've been my ride or die since the beginning, dude.
Oh yeah.
Although what was funny was last year remember that everything wasn't ready yet when we were coming in. They forgot to have the timer, and Tony Thomas was like, "Dude." He put his phone above his head with a timer on. He goes, "I'll hold this phone above my head for you if you want me to." It's like that's the feature.
Get in and do it.
Oh my God. It was, but no, you know what? It is fun. It is fun. It's fun watching people that work their asses off for all these. It's even before PitchIT. These guys have been running businesses. These men have been running business for how long now? So this is like a really nice, if you never got a chance to receive any kind of accolades for your business until acquisition, which could take years, what a great way to get something like that, and have a feel good by competing something and becoming a finalist and then being on stage and winning, or having a chance of winning, and having 1,000 people watch you. How many times have you been able to do that? Like how many people can say they've been in front of 1,000 people to win an award of any sort?
I've been in front of 1,000 people. Just there's no award for me. No dropout.
You know what? Moving on. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
So it's awesome. So part of the program is mentorships. Can you highlight some of the mentors that were involved in the program that were provided to some of the participants throughout the whole 16 weeks? Because I was like, wow, this person's part of this. Oh wow, this is part. It's like seems like every other week I'm hearing good stories.
Yeah, no, it's so I mean, so we when we went through the program and tried to figure out who we should have, we try to give them a very broad spectrum of different education. Because you don't know who knows what, obviously, and where their
Yep.
strengths and weaknesses are. So we focused on everybody between Jay McBain to Michelle McBain to Heather Margulis to Rob Rave, and this year we added on,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, so it was, so I'm very fortunate that I have really good friends that have done really well with their disciplines that can actually educate on it. Um, but yeah, people like that, along with Scott Scroggin from us, from IT Nation Group, from Evolve, to Brian Troy, product marketing manager director. So
Yep.
it's and then like David Suk Brown that does public speaking classes and does the Twins Talk It Up. Him and Danny do. So like we've had a lot. We've done it's been really great. And even the mentorship isn't just, they do the workshops a week, but I believe that mentorship also comes from working with on these live streams and these recordings and podcasts. So even
Yep.
like you and Marvin B and Eric Anthony and Ray Orsini, again, you name it. These people all had Joe Panone, they all help with this, because the other part people don't know how to do is that they will not know how to do, but could use more work on, is the repetition of speaking and getting things out
Yep.
there.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly. I think Jennifer Bleem, I think, as I heard, part of the
Yep.
program too, right? Yeah. So
Yes,
another
she
good
is.
one, how to sell and do those type things.
Jennifer always steps up, man. She was so excited because like this is like her passion is like, hey, let's talk about how to sell stuff, how to convey proper messaging. She's very big on that. And her session was great. I pay attention to all the sessions. I like them all for their own things. I mean, actually, Jerway Todd did one. Actually, Jerway was very one of the classes is about mergers and acquisitions. And he was like, I don't think we should talk about this right now, because none of you should be even talking about mergers and acquisitions right now. You should be talking about how to receive more funding, maybe, how to be acquired at your level. And he talked about why. And Jerway knows because he's already been down this path.
Yep.
And it was a very good. He had a PowerPoint presentation. He's like, yeah, here's a couple of slides, but let's talk. And like he drove the things. They asked questions. It went really well.
Awesome. And so looking ahead to IT Nation Connect, what do you think this year's finalist is, setting? What's going to be the unique thing that they're offering? What do you think the judges might be looking for? What are those kind of components?
So we do put a scorecard out for everybody, so they know, they're fully aware of what they have to talk about to a degree, right? I mean, you can, but it's not completely objective, or subjectiveness to this, right? When these judges are looking, and what I've witnessed, I can't say what these judges are, because we have 3 new judges each year. But and it's based off of, obviously most of them will lend to themselves to where their expertise is, but they all have the same sentiment. They always say the same things, like, what problem are you solving for? Right? That's the first thing they want to know.
Yep.
Why are you solving this? Like, what was the reason? How do you do it? And how do you even establish the fact that I should trust you for anything? Like, what gives you credibility here? And those are the things that they want to know. And then it gets into like, okay, if you win, how are you going to ensure growth? Because again, back to, companies don't fail most times because their product doesn't work. They fail because they don't do the right growth path. Their go-to-market maybe isn't strong. It happens many times, right? And so they want to know how they're going to scale. These are very important. And then the other thing, I mean, the other fact of the matter is when they're presenting, they get 5 minutes to present, right? And then they get 10 minutes of Q&A. If they don't cover enough in the 5 minutes, the 10 minutes is irrelevant.
Yep, for sure. I think a lot of things have to do with scaling. In fact, I even wrote a book, Scaling with Purpose.
You did. I have that book over in my library back there. You do.
Great job plugging that. All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty awesome. Okay, so you're going to release that information. I imagine that with the judges and kind of who the coaches are will be released here in the next couple of weeks. Talking about the MSP ecosystem, how do you see these companies really having an impact on the ecosystem, and how will PitchIT continue to support these startups in the future?
Oh, that's actually a great question. First off, if you look across the board at the last 3 years of pitch contestants, we'll go the last 2 years first because this year's class is still happening. But we've already had over 5+ acquisitions, and we've already had about 7 right now receive funding. Okay, what that goes to show is that they've done a great job positioning themselves in the space. What pitch is given the ability to do is find out how to navigate the space and have a bigger impact. You know, I came from outside of ConnectWise and IT Nation. I was a vendor that sponsored these things, and I knew that if you don't have the right pathway into and understanding how to navigate and leverage, it takes you a lot longer to get certain places, right? And that's just a fact
It
of
does.
life.
Yeah.
So this gives them a chance to be impactful right off the bat and meet all the right people. Again, the reason for these mentors, the reason for these cameo coaches is because they have big networks. They're good people to know. But I can't tell you everything. I don't know everything that you know. And if I introduce them to you and you can help them, now you've taken them on a different path that they weren't going before, right? So these
Yep.
things are important. And but yeah, so the and that collaborative camaraderie they have going on with each other, that we urge it because it's good for them. They're able to also create that that network effect with each other, get more exposure, actually co-invest in sponsorships. So they're bootstrapped, they can't afford everything. So
Yep.
it gives them that immediate footprint as a program and being part of that program as if you were a platinum sponsor almost in some cases, right?
Yeah.
And then as far as ongoing, because if they don't make it as a finalist in the first, they can be in twice, they get that same exposure again. They can help the other group, the new group coming into it. If you think about this, if you were in a program last year, you met 25 other companies that you didn't know, maybe, and you become really good friends with all of them. And then this year you came back, and I think we had 5 or 6 that were in last year that came back this year. The rest are all net new. So now you've just met another 20 new companies, between 18 and 20 new companies that you may not have known. And now you're friends with them too. Now you go to IT Nation Connect. And I can tell you right now, IT Nation Connect this year, we already have, from this year's class, we have 16 vendors from PitchIT this year that are sponsoring IT Nation Connect. So 16 of 25 from this year's class. And then also from the previous year's classes, the last 2, we have about probably about another 10 to 12. So you're talking between 26 to 30 vendors that all know each other, sitting on that showroom floor, that all have something in common.
It's pretty powerful, really powerful. And so,
It's
looking
extremely
ahead, what advice would you give to anybody thinking about joining or participating in this program for next year's competition?
It's an easy question. It's a real easy question. You're looking for guidance. You're looking for a way to navigate the space. You're looking for that oomph. You have to market and brand and grow your business regardless. You're going to do it somewhere. You might as well see if you qualify for this. You might as well sit through the application and see if you're accepted into the program and in the competition, because you're going to get all of this and the guidance and the push and the structure to do it. And you don't got to pay anything to be part of it if you're accepted. All you're doing is allocating the time that you are going to allocate anyway to do this. And the only difference is my way and this program way, you're probably going to be more successful. If you look at last year's finalists, CJ Fairfield did an article on them. They collectively combined added on over $3 million in ARR during the course of being in the program last year.
It's incredible. That's huge. That's definitely increasing their valuation and all that stuff. And then they're only learning how to pitch better and know the market better, know what their product is. And so
Absolutely
that's massive.
So
Enterprise value is what we like to call it.
Your business. You've been doing this for a while now. How did you ever find an extra $1 million in 6 months like that?
It's definitely a challenge for sure, but
no, not like that. Not in ARR, not like that. Not unless you happen to hit the lottery and be part of something, right? Not unless you happen to be at the right place and somehow it just, because growth is all about activity first, right? You have to put activity into this. The more activity, the more reps that you do, the more likely you're going to have some sort of success. That activity happens, and when you're a business owner, sometimes you're by yourself. and there's nobody to help you. So at least you're gonna get some guidance out of this, and you're gonna get pushed. It's
Yep.
like we're almost like this program is almost like being a personal trainer for you guys.
Yeah. It, oh, for sure. And it's an intense
Mhm.
16 weeks for sure.
Yes.
And so any closing thoughts and maybe even words of wisdom or any thoughts on the finalists, PC Powersave, Senteon Cybersecurity, and SeedPod Cyber? It's a lot of cybersecurity stuff going on this year.
Well, yes and no, because it's insurance. CPOD Cyber's
Yeah.
insurance, cyber insurance. And actually I don't know whether they even call it cyber insurance. They should call it IT insurance, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really, because that's what we're talking about. Everything leads back to the governance and compliance, which leads to insurance. Senteon is really the only true cybersecurity technology in this competition this year. And PC Powersave
Okay.
is what it is, what they're saving power, they're saving
Yep.
money. So, I would say I cannot over speak to the fact of, and make people understand how much it required for them to become finalists, and the level of caliber of people that did the judging that know their stuff in the space. So, and honestly, everybody did well across the board, but these guys, they shined, obviously. And I would say you should look for fireworks, because they're all great speakers, and they're all willing to push the envelope to get results, which I love.
Sure. Maybe we should bring some Tootsie Rolls or something to toss up on stage, or T-shirts at them while they do
Or
their,
or or
while they do their final pitch.
or Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, it would be really cool to see them actually wrap their whole
No,
5-minute.
Adam, stop it. Stop it, Adam.
Well, hey, at IT Nation Secure, we got to see some talented people. Really, that 1-minute pitch, that was the best
We can't
I've ever
run the
seen.
risk. Yeah, but that's 1 out of 1,000 people.
I know.
One.
Yep.
The odds are not in the favor of that happening again. And
Nope.
unfortunately, Alexandra, she's not in the competition as a finalist. They didn't make the finals. They'll be back next year, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
unless they can outsource her, maybe, and she can just rap for them up on stage. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Thoughts, guys?
It's all
Outsource
good.
Alex.
Sean, it's been an awesome diving into this and understanding PitchIT and the journey, and get to know that. I wish the luck for the finalists, PC Powersave, Senteon Cybersecurity, and also SeedPod Cyber, right? I know they're going to be bringing their A game. There's a lot between now and IT Nation Connect. We're doing a lot. I know we have a lounge, so definitely come check us out at the lounge, and we also have a booth. There's also a special area for PitchIT contestants for this entire year. There's a whole, I don't know if they're doing the alley thing, but PitchIT Alley.
Yeah, all the
I believe.
kiosks are right in front. You're going to see all those kiosks. It's all them. And also,
So
I just got the email. We're going to be launching a brand new website. If you haven't seen the PitchIT website was overhauled a bit right now. It's going to get another version, but it looks good. Honestly, things are happening, which is really good, because these people all deserve it. All the effort put in from you, me, the vendors, the team here internally, they deserve it. It's been really nice.
Shout out to Andrea
always.
Sam.
Andrea, Sam the intern. And even like I've mentioned our names, but you won't know who they are. They're behind the scenes, but like Adam, he does our website stuff. He's dope. And even going over to the sponsorships like Davina and Amanda Young and Amanda Lee and Jessica Kane, that loves when I bring her name up. She's our social media manager. She hates the attention. And so does Andrea. That's why I force it on them.
Yeah.
That's love.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. And so, I know everyone's excited to see their pitches at IT Nation Connect. I encourage you to register. Use the CW Boss 250 discount code for the ConnectWise Boss and ConnectWise Tips and Tricks Facebook community for that 250 off. And I'm excited to see just where they go next. Thanks for giving us a behind the scenes look, and thanks to everyone for tuning in and watching us. And I want to make sure that we all are just taking part. Let's get to that 1,000, Sean. That would be incredible. The room's so packed. Let's watch this. This is incredible.
There's an open bar, by the way. There's an open bar, just so we're clear, right before the competition starts. So you do have a half hour of drinks going on, so you can do that too. So I expect people to be there for that.
Oh, for sure. You know, these guys are shaping the future of our MSP space.
They are.
So I'm looking forward to seeing you, Sean. I'm looking forward to seeing contestants. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of MSPs, owners, and various different positions and out there. So definitely register. So with that, peace, appreciate it. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your week. It's been awesome. This platform's pretty cool. I like the new platform. So we didn't drop or anything like that. So yeah.
Good.
Anyway,
Going good so far. See, anyway, congrats. Good job, Adam. And I look forward to seeing everybody soon.
definitely. Bye-bye.
Toodles. I can't keep a position forever, Adam. Turn it off.